Pete Rose, Major League Baseball's all-time hit king, has died at 83. Pete Rose, Major League Baseball's all-time hit king and the Cincinnati Reds icon whose signature gritty hustle couldn't outpace the gambling transgressions and obfuscation that kept him out of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, has died, according to a spokesperson for the Clark County Office of the Coroner/Medical Examiner in Nevada. He was 83. Rose was one of baseball's greats, a winning-obsessed sparkplug who topped MLB's all-time hit list with 4,256 over a 24-season career. He stood out for his all-in effort, sliding headfirst and running even when a pitcher walked him, a style that earned him the nickname, first derisively, then admiringly, Charlie Hustle. He played for 3 World Series champion teams, the Reds stacked Big Red Machine roster in 1975 and 1976, and the Philadelphia Phillies in 1980, was voted to the National League's All-Star Team 17 times, and won both the National League Rookie of the Year Award, 1963, and the Most Valuable Player Award, 1973. But his gambling on his own team, and his denials, ended his budding baseball managerial career and kept the sport's most prolific hitter from enjoying its highest honor. MLB hired a lawyer to investigate Rose in early 1989 after it received reports he bet on MLB games. MLB's Rule 21 says personnel who bet on games in which they have a duty to perform will be declared permanently ineligible. Lawyer John Dowd's report concluded Rose bet on the sport, including Reds games, in 1985 and 1986, when he was both a Reds player and the team's manager, and 1987, when he was just the manager. Commissioner A. Bartlett Giamatti banned Rose from baseball for life in August 1989, and said he could apply for reinstatement after 1 year after demonstrating a redirected, reconfigured, rehabilitated life. But Rose was in denial in more ways than one, for years saying he didn't bet on baseball or the Reds. On the day he was banned, he said he thought he'd be out of baseball for a very short period of time. In 1991, the Baseball Hall of Fame passed the rules saying any player on the sport's permanent ineligible list would not appear on its ballot. It wasn't until 2004 that Rose publicly admitted betting on baseball and the Reds, though he denied ever betting against his own team. He wrote in his 2004 autobiography, "My Prison Without Bars," that he turned to betting as a way to recapture the high I got from winning batting titles and World Series. I had huge appetites, and I was always hungry. It wasn't that I was bored with the challenges of managing the Reds, I just didn't want the challenges to end. He wrote in his book. He knew the penalty for gambling on games in which he was involved was a permanent ban. So I denied the crime. He wrote. The denials, and subsequent suggestions that Rose still wasn't telling the whole truth, were damaging. Giamatti never got to consider a reinstatement, as he died 8 days after banning Rose. In 2007, Rose told ESPN Radio that he bet on the Reds every night, when he managed the team. But Dowd told ESPN2 the next day that Rose didn't bet when certain Reds players pitched. That, New York Times baseball writer Murray Chass wrote, could improperly tip people that he wasn't confident in winning those games. In 2015, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred turned down Rose's request for reinstatement, saying Rose admitted only to having bet on baseball in 1987 while he was just managing the Reds, and that Rose claimed he couldn't remember evidence in Dowd's report pointing to him betting while he still was playing in 1985 and 1986. Rose's comments provide me with little confidence that he has a mature understanding of his wrongful conduct, Manfred wrote. Later, Rose seemed to have given up on entering the Hall of Fame in his lifetime. Betting on baseball was one of the things he would take back if he could, he wrote in his 2019 autobiography. Play hungry. I'm not a man who goes around saying sorry, but on this one, I'm truly sorry, he wrote. I know that if I ever make the Hall of Fame in some way, it's sure to be long after I'm gone from this world, he wrote. But I want you to know how I love baseball, and that I lived a life dedicated to the sport, and played the game the way it